Welcome back, Dungeoneers. It's Sunday afternoon, and that can only mean one thing. It's time to play Dungeons & Dragons. You're watching Dice and Dungeons, and I'm here at the table with...
I am David Wong. I play Nines, the Tabaxi Bard.
I'm Nicole Bates. I play Soria, the Changeling Druid.
I'm Greg, and I play Ulseth Ralph, the Furbog Fighter.
And I'm Alexis Bates, your trusty dramatic pause dungeon mistress.
See a shiver with Antissa.
As usual, I want to talk about our sponsors for just a moment. Our sponsor, continuing to sponsor us, is Geekified. Geekified is a tabletop gaming store out of Vinton, Iowa that meets all of your tabletop role-playing game needs. You can order online, pick up in store if you happen to live in the vicinity. They sell everything from magic cards to board games, and of course, the latest expansion, Nev von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. When I last checked, which was yesterday, they still had one copy. They got a couple more back from last week. They were out. I reached out to Andrew and he got a couple more because people were buying them up. So if you act fast, you might be able to snag that last one that's in the shop. Whether you're picking up that new Von Richten's Guide to Ravenloft or anything else, be it miniatures, card sleeves, a couple of magic packs, they can ship it to your home. And if you use geekified.us/discount/dice and dungeons, that link is going to be posted in our Twitch chat and in our YouTube descriptions. You can get 5% off of your first order, and when you use that link, it gives us a hand as well. So it's a great way to entertain yourself by picking up something new, or maybe brighten a friend's day. As we all are getting vaccinated and can start seeing each other again, maybe you can crack a few packs with your buddies. Thank you again to Geekified for all of your support, and to anyone who buys through that link, we very much appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have any other announcements?
Patient.
I was going to wait until the end of the show.
Oh, but I couldn't talk until...
Hey, so we talked about this a couple weeks ago, but we are doing some afternoon and some early evening on some days. We're going to try to slip in there painting streams, kind of different stuff. So Nicole, why don't you tell them about what you do?
Usually it's all Seth and I, and we just have some music playing in our workshop, and we do painting of the sort of figures you see on the show, and I'm gonna pick one. This sort of
Giants taking apart the house.
the tiles. Right now we're working on a couple larger houses for set dressing and slowly getting through them. And yeah, it's just, we chat, we paint, listen to music, relax.
You get to watch...
Paint dry.
You do.
You make that joke every time.
Because it's not a joke. It is what you see. You get to see wet paint go onto things, and then can watch it dry.
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll do a real close-up, and you can see it just like a puddle of it just dry up.
So what you're telling me is it's paint, figs, and chill.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
And if people like watching paint dry, maybe we can just put a camera on the 3D printer running for like hours.
Those streams actually exist.
Do they?
Yep, there are some very popular 3D printing Twitch streams and YouTube lives that are just watching things 3D print on different printers.
Well, there.
It's already been done. We can't do it.
Yep, Simpsons did it. So if you guys do feel like checking them out, you can head over to our Twitch channel where you'll find the schedule for the week and when we stream. Tuesdays, we stream the painting at 3? Is that when you do it?
Generally, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then again on Fridays
3.
At 3 as well, on Fridays. I have seen you guys do that and watch the stream while I've been working. It is very relaxing.
Yeah, we try.
Mm-hmm.
It's very Bob Ross-like. I like that. So
My hair isn't that good.
nobody's hair is that good. But that's okay. Bob Ross wouldn't want anyone to feel lesser. So if you guys want to check that out, I encourage you to. It's a lot of fun. Head on over, chat with them, and see how we make all of the exciting sets that we use in our battles. We 3D print everything ourselves, paint everything ourselves, except we don't 3D print the figures. We get those through a certain online retailer.
But we do paint them.
But we do the painting ourselves. So I hope to see you there. And with that, I think that's the end of what we should talk about. Mm-hmm. Right?
Should, yes.
Should. Now, there are some things we shouldn't talk about.
But we won't.
But we won't talk about them.
Because we shouldn't.
We shouldn't talk about them. So with that, Dungeoneers, let's roll. Welcome back, Dungeoneers. When we last saw the group, they had confronted Coromanth and tried to corner him in his very own home.
Coromanth.
Their adversary proved somewhat too wily to be caught quite yet. After deploying a few traps that he'd laid in his home, he made off with some, but not all, of his ill-gotten gains. And the ones he did make off with, he had to eject from the house to a waiting cart below. Keep that in mind, because some might be damaged. Hint to the players. We rejoin our heroes as they gather together once again on the top floor of the house, as Coromanth is racing off in a cloud of dust away from them.
Cloud.
Coromanth is racing off in a cloud of dust away from us.
You let him get away?
He was fast. He fell through floor.
Such a solid opening.
I fell through the floor.
And you're still here.
I didn't.
Yeah.
You had head start.
What are you guys talking about down there?
I thought we
Where-
came back up.
Everyone's on the top floor.
Oh, did they come back up?
We came back up.
Oh, okay.
We
So yeah, we're right here. Why are you yelling down hole?
Oh, sorry. I saw you fall down and I didn't look behind me yet. I will turn into Maggie right off the bat.
All right.
To hide that I'm a changeling from people who don't know.
Like Otto?
Yeah.
Two guys that we sent down the stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one we tied up.
So, yeah, those guys probably let everyone go. So we might still be in hostile territory.
How is Otto?
I want to check him out, just make sure physically he's doing well, doesn't have any sort of concussion or anything like that.
PTSD.
So
Give him
at the
some light
moment,
counseling.
Otto is just kind of leaning up in a corner of the room. Well, a corner of the hallway, basically, in one of those little alcoves that's there. And he's definitely, worse for wear at the moment. But if you want to give him a close checkup and see what you can determine about his health, go ahead and roll a medicine check.
Okay, guidance. 19.
What you can find out by examining him, and even though you have a limited understanding of turtle physiology, you don't think that he has a concussion. He is severely dehydrated and has several lacerations. but they seem to have scabbed over to some extent. They aren't actively bleeding anymore.
Well, I just want to, bandage them, do whatever I can, make sure they're not gonna get, any sort of disease. Does anyone have some water for Otto?
I do. Otto, you may have a drink from my water skin. Take as much as you care to have.
Thanks. And he takes you up on your offer and just drains the water skin.
He's an amphibian.
It's a
Reptile, I guess.
reptile.
Not
yeah.
a bully one.
No.
You should probably take him to kitchen.
Yeah, maybe they have some nice
That was a 5-pound
cold
water
lettuce
skin.
in that ice box that we're not
He
familiar
was
with.
thirsty.
He was very thirsty, and his physiology allows him to take in just a little bit more water than you're used to.
There might be hostiles still in the building. So,
Well,
before we take him down to the kitchen, we should check it out and make sure the coast is clear. They might have fled with Coromanth, I'm not sure.
Well, I was thinking perhaps we would search the fervent tech left behind to see if it might be that the things we seek might be here.
I agree, but I think that taking care of anyone who might stab us in the back or something might be the highest priority.
Yes, Otto might do that.
Okay, now we're all stuck.
He,
So
Why don't we do
got
a
you
quick-
confused at this point?
Quick sweep of the mansion. If we're in the kitchen, we'll grab some lettuce or whatever for Otto. Mm-hmm. I know there's no meat to be had, but we have some with us.
and there's cured meats and cheese.
And once we're sure the house is secure, I think getting the fervent tech will be our next step.
Okay, make it so.
Execute.
Execute.
Why don't you go first, also? I have 0 spell slots, 1 little healing ability, and no wild shape.
Oh, so you can do nothing.
I can hit things with my thorn whip.
Okay, I will go first, and we proceed down the stairs the way we came up toward the dining room, the alcove, the dining room, and the kitchen. Make sure that everything's okay.
The gentleman that you had knocked unconscious in the living room is just beginning to rouse as you are going by.
I Rafiki him on the head with my staff.
Since he is unable to defend himself, and I'm assuming you can generally hit a non-moving object with a stick,
+1.
why don't you just go ahead and roll for damage?
Ooh, that's a -1. 3 damage.
When you, as you said, Rafiki him on the head, that he clasps his head real quick and just sort of slumps over in the chair. He's not unconscious, but he's in a lot of pain and doesn't seem to be interested in trying to move.
Didn't we tie him up?
I don't think we tied this one up.
You did
no,
tie
we
him up. He was. I just said he was rousing, and you went over and whacked him on the head.
All right, now
We're the
don't
good
move
guys.
anymore.
He's just sort of moaning. He's just in pain.
I'll check and make sure he doesn't have a concussion.
He definitely has a concussion. You knocked him unconscious. Therefore, he has a concussion.
I didn't do that.
And
No,
then you bopped
Ulseth
him.
did that.
And then you bopped him on the head with your stick.
Yeah. All right. Just I give him some basic first aid advice. And then we'll
Some
move on.
basic
Okay,
first
hit in the
aid
head.
advice.
Yeah, like don't move anymore.
Not some basic first aid, just some first aid advice.
Yeah, give him some basic first aid.
You should clean that.
I move into the kitchen.
I'll also go forward. I'll clean up where I hit him, and then we'll move on.
In the kitchen, you find nothing but some bits of food that you hadn't eaten.
It's all that's left are bits.
I'll check the icebox.
You guys ate most of it. You made sandwiches.
I want to check.
You stopped and ate food.
I'd like to check the icebox that I'm unfamiliar with.
There's
Lettuce
no
for sandwiches.
There's not lettuce for sandwiches.
Broccoli?
There's no vegetables in there. Just some meats.
Nice diet.
Yeah,
Bread,
jeez.
bread, cheese, and
I
canned
am
meat.
not checking their latrine.
They probably don't keep vegetables in the icebox just because they can go get vegetables.
I know, but crisp cold lettuce for Otto.
Is there anything here that Otto would like? Otto, do you see anything in the kitchen that you would care to eat?
Do they have some more water? I'm terribly parched.
Is there a pump or in the kitchen? Like
There
over the
is.
sink?
There is actually a small pump here in the sink. It's a pretty fancy house.
Well, I fill my water skin again, refill it. Don't give it to Otto because Otto just needs like a tankard, and I'll just keep pumping until he's had his fill.
Use one of your steins, your +1 steins.
Otto can be an honorary +1.
Otto,
I thought we were just gonna flip him over and just push him underneath the
That's it. We
faucet.
could just do that.
To
Yeah.
get back up.
Otto finds a large mug in the kitchen and helps himself to as much water as he can have.
Let's check the basement quick while he's drinking.
I will proceed to check the basement quick while he's drinking.
In the basement, you see the two cronies that you sent running down here in the far room where you broke open the kegs. And they've untied that one that you had restrained down here. And he's that one is leaning up against the wall, just like, oh God, because he's not so well off.
Yeah, he shouldn't have soaked up all that mead with his game.
And the other two are just sort of inspecting the situation, trying to figure out if there's any mead they can save, and just generally cursing.
I want to wave you two back quietly and turn into Coromanth.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
this is a great plan.
I go back quietly while you turn into Coromanth.
I just stick my head around the corner and say, "You all did a terrible job and you're fired. Get out of here." And then pop back.
Why don't you make a performance check
With
to see,
guidance.
basically to just see how well you can embody the aura of Coromanth.
Can I get guidance on myself for this?
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to accomplish this. It's a skill.
6.
With guidance.
I rolled a 2.
I-
added a 2.
I am gonna say
3. Actually,
I should
7.
have allowed you to roll with advantage because you are Coromanth. Like physically, you look identical, and I should have allowed you to roll with advantage.
That might not help.
Might not, but it's what I should have done.
With advantage, that's a 16.
All right. They look you up and down and go, "Pay us first. You still owe us for this week.
How much was it again?
You owe us 5 silver.
Can I do an insight check on that? I didn't go too far away.
Sure, you can do an insight check.
Oh, that was terrible. That's a 8.
You don't have any reason to believe that they're lying. You get the sense that they genuinely feel they are owed 5 silver.
I'll throw 5 silver across the way to them.
Each.
Did you see what happened to my house because of your poor guardianship?
No, we've
Mention
been
all the
down
meat
here
on the ground.
trying to fix the mead.
I don't want to fight right now. I'm beat up. So I'll throw 10 more silver.
10 more silver?
There's 5 each, right? And there's 3 of them.
Only 2 of them were talking to you. The other one is kind of off, just holding his head in a corner.
Oh. Okay.
He doesn't get paid.
Then I'll throw 5 more silver and say, and take that layabout with you.
Whatever. They grab him and walk out.
That way we don't have to fight anymore.
That was really good Coromanth.
Having a changeling always very helpful when you're trying to convince
I screwed
guards.
my mustache.
Okay.
Should have asked if anyone else was in here before they left.
I would know that.
Good staying in character.
I'm good at everything.
So as we leave the storeroom, the first room, there's a couple of doors. There's the vestibule and then there's the next room. Do any of the doors open inward toward the house? Or do they all open inward toward the storeroom?
They all open inward toward the storeroom.
Oh, okay, so we can't bar them.
While they're looking
about
around, I
yeah.
want to take the other guy and just take him to the front door, cut his bonds loose, and say, "You're fired. Get out of here."
The one in the dining room?
Yeah, just to clear the
The one that
area.
you were fakied.
Yeah.
Make another performance check with advantage.
Guide them. Okay. They're way over there somehow. Dirty 20.
Okay. He looks up at you and is just like, just give me my wage and I'll leave.
Yes, yes. You're 2 silver.
Make a persuasion check.
16.
Whatever. Fuck it. And he takes it and walks out to the cellar area.
Alright. Now we're clear. Unless there's more guys around that we don't know about.
I will repay you.
Yes, and we could have asked that guy too about that.
I would know about
I am
that.
curious right now. What were the 2 of you doing?
Well, I was...
Nines and Ulseth, well, Soria was managing that because the 2 of you were out of sight for the last 3. This guy's walking back towards where you are.
No, he's walking out through the front door. We're still in the kitchen.
No, he's walking through the cellar. The front door don't work.
I was in the kitchen helping Otto find something to eat.
And I already
Alright.
established I was following Soria, so I'm just wandering in the
Okay.
in the foyer down there. So unless Soria told me to hide. I'm sorry, Coromanth.
The guy walks by, looks at Ulseth. Yeah, you're lucky I just got fired. And then just walks by.
I feel lucky that he was fired. Otherwise, I would have had to hit him with my weapons non-lethally again.
Are you talking to Otto?
Yes.
Otto's just nodding, sitting in a chair. They were all checks. All of them were checks.
I walk in. What did you say?
You're a jerk.
That's true. I am a jerk. A really dumb, stupid one.
Yes, you are.
And I'm very bad and do bad things.
Yes. You're not Coromanth, are you?
No, I'm not.
That's nice.
I'll turn into Maggie.
Otto's had a rough day, and he's just kind of taking things as they come at this point.
Can we lock the cellar door?
Yes, that is lockable.
Okay, I go down and lock the door.
All right. It's locked.
After he leaves.
Yes. Yes, I assumed as much.
After he leaves.
He's just trying to walk out. No walking out for you.
Let's check the fervent tech now.
Yes, let's do that. Otto, you may remain here and drink water and look for something to eat, or you may come back up with us and look for fervent tech.
I think there's a nice chair in the living room with my name on it.
Oh, really? How did they manage to put your name on a chair here?
You're very literal, aren't you, friend?
Yes, I believe what I hear.
Can you
Or not.
find me some sort of walking stick?
Just break it.
No.
Just break one of the dining room chairs.
No, I need to say, I do not believe I can make a stick to walk. Perhaps Zoria could do that.
We are
I'll
leaving
be
now.
fine, thank you. Otto walks into the living room,
If someone attack you, please just scream.
finds a threadbare
I will.
chair, and sits down.
Yeah. Alright. Who wants to lead the investigation of the leftover fervent tech? Because whoever it is should probably wear these protective gloves that I got from
Yeah, do they fit me?
Toddy. Well, they were made for a gnome, I think.
Yeah, they're not gonna fit old Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Nines could probably just squeeze into them.
How are you at investigating things, Nines? If you
I
had to
have to
put
put
in
the
them.
value to it to 0.
Okay. I will lead the investigation. If I had to put a number to it, it'd be 3.
You turn into
Oh,
an
that's
orange
way
creature
higher
with
than
small
0.
hands so that the gloves fit.
No, I'll stay Maggie, but I'll just shrink my hands down and make them weird and tiny. So the gloves fit.
With your tiny baby hands.
Put on the gloves.
Okay, let's search the fervent tech.
I got nothing.
And then I would like to search through the fervent tech carefully.
All right.
I'm
Methodically,
also going to
slowly.
search through.
Yes.
I'm going to throw caution to the wind.
You could
Since-
assist me.
Since you're not under pressure, and you're not under a time crunch to make this happen,
So we could take the rest of the episode, like 3 more hours, and look
Alright,
through the
I
fervent
checked
tech.
the first box.
if you want to go this way, sure, why
no,
not?
I don't.
Let's go
I
do
really-
it. I'm fine with
I
this.
really don't.
All right.
You're not going to
I-
touch the first box?
No, I don't want to go through every box individually.
They're not all boxes. Some are barrels and a chest.
Since you're not under any time crunch right now, in your as methodical as you can be, search. What you come to realize after maybe spending like 30 minutes doing this, Coromanth has made just a mountainous mess. The room where all of these things were stored, as I had described last episode, has some sort of, like, basically a slide floor. The whole floor had collapsed in to create this sort of chute. The outer wall had been pulled away and blown out, and a lot of these things had slid out of the house and into a waiting cart. Not everything slid out of that room. There are boxes that are smashed down below. And this is just a huge mess. There's little bits of Ferventech all over the place down below, with some boxes sort of crushed up against the sides of walls as other crates had come smashing into them. You get the sense fairly quickly that making a real organized search of this, trying to sort it all out, is probably not going to get very far. But there are some crates that are undamaged and unopened that are worth investigating.
All right, we'll check for those, looking specifically for Ulrich's rod, Tybalt's orb, or anything with the with Bourbon's seal on it.
All right. On the upper floor, which I think is where you guys are starting?
Yeah.
Okay. On the upper floor, smashed against the side wall, you find your first intact crate that hasn't been blown apart. And in that crate, you find that this one is fairly well packed. And now that you've seen a whole bunch of these kind of smashed open, some are more well packed than others. This one has a lot of padding in it, very tightly packed so as to not move around. And everything is wrapped up quite thick with cloth. After peeling back some layers of basically muslin, you find that there is a piece of Ferventech. It's not a drive orb like you're familiar with, though. This is a little bit different. The basic design is understandable, and you can see some familiar elements from your exposure to drive orbs. However, this one is long. It's... imagine something shaped a bit like a spear, except a spear with a 6-inch diameter. One half of this sort of cylinder can be removed, and it's like this shielding around an orb. Inside of this, there are a whole bunch of cogs, gears, and moving shafts. Everything's sort of spinning inside. This is an active piece of technology. This is humming and whirring away. And you see a little crystal, smaller than the other ones that are in drive orbs. And it sits underneath, but just barely visible. When you look at the long shielding piece from this cylinder, you do see the Zweigeld seal on it.
This might be Ulrich's rod thing.
It may be what he was describing.
At the very least, it belongs to his family.
Rewrap it. And I do not believe this crate is that heavy. I will bear it back.
All right, we'll see how much else we have to carry.
Okay.
They might want to look around for a cart.
A cart, yes. Carts are handy.
The crate itself is only about 25 pounds. It is a little clumsy to carry. It's long. Not hard, but it makes traveling with it awkward.
Before we go too much further searching, I would actually like to look in Coromanth's room and see if there's any protective gear that he would be using to touch all this stuff.
Okay. When you go into Coromanth's room, it's much, well, I should say it was much neater and a bit better appointed than most of the other rooms in the house. Still,
Zoria, you who are Maggie, do not fall through the holes.
What?
There are quite a few holes in this floor. I think 3 total?
2 or 3 there.
2.
It looks like 2. We still have the map up from the last fight. So there's 2 holes there. And it's a little difficult to move around. You do make your way over to a dresser and nearby at a wardrobe. Within there you find a couple changes of clothes, some spare suits.
Gleaming. I spit on one.
It rolls off.
I'll throw those in my backpack.
It's just the jackets, though.
Just the jackets?
It is just the jackets.
How many jackets?
There are 2.
2 gleaming. Jackets. Alright. Just Axies.
No to Staxies.
What if we do an investigation check?
I mean, you can make an investigation check if you want to.
3.
You don't find any Testaxis.
3 ultra rare Testaxis.
Holographic.
After searching for a little while through his room, you find some protective gloves similar to the ones you're wearing. Larger, made to fit Coromanth's hands.
Throw them to you. You could maybe squeeze into them.
They're still on the small side.
No. I'm sorry. They still do not fit. They would probably fit 9s here.
Ugh. Human clothes. Gross.
You haven't shed in them enough, is that it?
Are they black gloves or just more white gloves?
They're more of like metallic sort of glove. The gloves that Soria has, they have some metal woven through fabric, and it gives them this sort of dull nickel sort of appearance. It's not like wearing chainmail kind of gloves. It's more like if you were almost wearing, how best to describe it? Well, if you try to like weave a Brillo pad through some fine cotton gloves, that's kind of what these are like.
Anything else in Coromanth's room as we search it? Oh no.
You find an odd sort of smock. And it has the same sort of weaving appearance that those gloves do.
Yeah, I'll put that on for the search.
Anything else in there seems to just be some spare changes of clothing.
Money.
Any spare
money.
change? No spare change.
No spare change.
Not even in the pockets.
Nope.
Any tawdry romance novels hidden under the pillow?
No. You find a couple what could be old family heirlooms. Just nice looking kind of carved wood pieces. One of them is a music box. You open it up and it plays a nice little tune once you wind it. But nothing of import that you can see.
Okay. Then we will go back, I think.
Well, what's in the guards' room?
Do you want to go look?
Sure.
Okay.
We explored every other room in this spa.
Yeah, I'll have I'll search the Fervent Tech while he's searching.
Okay.
So you can.
Sure.
As I dig through other people's possessions.
9s, you find a couple of kind of large straw-like hats. Nothing very complicated here. It looks like they're just nice working hats. Keep the sun off you. And
Well, I definitely steal one of those.
they don't seem to have all that much else, just some spare clothing. So if you want to take some pants that aren't torn, you might be able to find a pair here. And a couple of spare shirts. All in all, it's kind of a sparse operation. There's nothing really exciting in the room.
They
Well,
were
I just
poorly
take my
paid.
hat, I put it on top of my other hat, and I join the other two.
Nice hat.
Thanks, I found it. It's mine now.
Well, let's search the room that had fallen apart
Yeah.
a little further.
Okay.
Now that we're more protected.
We are protected. 9 says protected.
After looking through the piles for a while and opening up the few crates that you can reach in this room that aren't smashed, at least fully, you basically find this whole bunch of different pieces of fervent tech. Most of the stuff you really don't recognize. They're different looking. Not in the same way that the black crystal of the drive orb and Fervin's, specifically Fervin's drive orb, seems that stand out. They're just different pieces. And you start to notice some common elements between them and see, kind of get the sense these are all pieces that are shared between these objects, but you don't recognize them. You haven't encountered them. And most of these pieces have some sort of family crest printed into the side, etched into the side, pressed into the side. In all sorts of different ways, they have been marked. You also notice that some of these pieces have been marked and then remarked and then remarked. And you start piecing together these devices change hands over time. All in all, the rest of this room is a bit like a giant box of unsorted Legos. Everything is disconnected and you have no idea what goes with one part or another.
Well,
Did you find anything with the Tibok seal?
I don't think so.
Not in this room.
But every piece that looks complete and intact, I will put in the crate and try and get into one single crate if it's large enough.
Why do not we put the crates with the intact things up here in the hallway where it is safe, and we can send someone from town back here to retrieve it?
Well, I was yeah. Otherwise, if is there too many things for us to carry back?
This room, you get the idea, would have been just overflowing with stuff. Like, you kind of piece together that this was a tightly packed room, and now there's just all of the contents strewn about the place. You are able to find 3 boxes that seem to be, although damaged, still complete.
I do not think we can carry this all with us. I will carry the Zweigeld
Yes.
piece. Perhaps Ulrich will reward us for returning it. Is there's stuff
Down below.
down below yet to
Yes.
search?
Yeah, there's
So-
stuff down below. You're able to find a couple that are...
No, we haven't been down yet.
Yep, I'm finishing up the top floor.
Okay.
You're able to find a few that you can sort of piece together. And why don't you roll D20 and add your intelligence modifier?
With guidance.
Not this time.
But, 14.
You're able to find 2 pieces, 2 complete sets, and you're able to sort them out through a mixture of just location and you seeing some of the devices and
So
kind of
two
getting an idea.
complete devices.
You're actually able to find 5 pieces, and 2 of them you put together after they'd been blown apart in this collapse.
Okay.
So you have the Zweigeld. There were 3 boxes that were incomplete. I'm not counting the Zweigeld in this. And then you just found 2 more. And by found, I mean you
So-
pieced them together.
So we have a total of 7 or 8?
You have a total of 6.
6.
You found 5 that you don't recognize the crests in. They're totally separate. And then you have your Zweigeld, which I'm assuming you're going to keep track of separately and return to Ulrich.
Well, between us, we could probably carry 6 pieces.
Can we just throw it out the window and get it that way?
We can pack them closely together in a crate with some padding around it to protect it, and I will carry it.
Is that doable?
One of the chests.
You know, I'll say that you can sacrifice some other pieces and make room in a
Yeah.
larger crate that popped open but could reasonably be sealed shut.
We won't.
Sure.
We won't try to bring any of the broken stuff.
The one thing that you can't fit in there is the Ulrich piece, the Zweigelds. It's just too long and weird and doesn't fit in
I
anything
can
else.
carry that one.
So you have 2. Are we just taking the 2 that
We have
are complete,
5.
or are we taking the 5?
5 of the completed sets, and
Yeah.
plus Zweigeld.
You have 5 completed ones total. You found 3 in mostly good boxes, and then 2 you were able to reason out.
Okay.
All right.
You carry this Zweigeld one. I will carry the other 5. It is not a long journey. We should still be safe.
Yeah. And we will leave them with the. I think we should leave them with the company and see if any bounties come up for them.
Bounties would be good. Let us go back, retrieve Otto from the kitchen.
And then check down below.
Yes. And check the remnants below.
Nine's here. Why don't you check the bottom part? So I don't die from radiation poisoning.
From what?
Fervent tech poisoning.
So I go down.
Oh.
I get Otto. We, at his pace, make our way out through the cellar doors, up the cellar stairs, and around the house, side of the house, to where all the stuff was dumped.
All right.
I'm guessing that Nines and Zoria can move a little more quickly.
Yeah, the 2 of them are able to arrive slightly before you and Otto. Although Otto's not too bad on his feet when he needs to be. He's a little, he's certainly old, being nearing in on 500 years old, but he's doing all right.
As we leave the cellar door, I look in the woods around me and find a stick to assist him with his walking.
Thanks, honey. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. This stick does not walk on its own, but it perhaps will help you to walk.
It's just fine, sonny. And he's now moving along, kind of hobbling on his stick. Helps him stay upright.
Curiosity. I feel like I remember there being a horse at one of the scout camps. Is that something that was still there, or am I imagining it?
If you take a moment to examine, you find that there's still a horse there.
Okay.
There's also still the 3 bandits there.
The ones we sent away?
Yeah,
Oh, they haven't left yet?
not apparently.
Hey, you 3.
Hi.
I'll pay you each an extra silver if you help us.
What you need help with?
Moving some stuff back to town.
All right.
Alright.
Good help. Sure.
I'll be bringing him back while Nines is searching through the radiation stuff.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm just tossing things left and right looking for something valuable.
We were going to leave, but the fire was nice, and the meat was strong. So they they bring the horse over and start helping sort through these boxes down there.
Zoya, you are Maggie.
Yeah. Yeah. Our Coromanth. I'm currently Maggie.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
I wish to repay you half of what you have paid these folks.
Oh, I haven't really been keeping track.
Money's just a number anyway.
So far, you're up to 13 silver.
I will repay you 7 silver.
Okay.
I like to imagine that we're just putting on all this heavy equipment to touch this stuff, and we're just sending 3 guys to start grabbing it on their own.
They're getting paid.
Do we find anything in the remains at the bottom of the house?
The mess of fervent Legos smashed onto the ground outside the house is hardly any better than what was upstairs. Worse in many ways because pieces are lost in grass and there's dirt covering objects. This is even worse than upstairs.
Can I just do like a visual scan of the area for any larger pieces?
You can. You don't see... I mean, you see larger pieces, but there's nothing that sticks out to you.
I'll look real
When
quickly
I was
to
watching Coromanth leave on his wagon, was there like a sharp turn that I saw them take?
You
Or
didn't
they
see
just
them...
go straight out down?
You didn't see them take a sharp turn, Coromanth and the horses. You didn't see anyone else with Coromanth. As far as you could tell, it was just him, 2 horses, and this cart. They were heading off about as fast as horses can gallop, and the road was, well, rougher than you might like, but no sharp turns.
Well, I want to follow the path that they went because I figure that he probably lost something.
Very smart. And we haven't found the typical orb yet.
I will make a quick survey of the debris to see if there's anything with the Tibble Corb.
Why don't you go ahead and make a perception check?
Guidance.
By the way, good call on bringing the teapot down. I've been enjoying this greatly.
13.
You glance around, you go and flip over a couple of pieces that are larger. Nothing from Tibble here.
Okay.
The mission continues. Unless Nines finds it.
So should we wait here for Nines to return?
We'll be getting everything that we can organized with these guys, get Otto ready to travel, and let Nines do his thing.
Okay.
Wander off.
Do not be too long. We must head back to town.
Well, it's going to be there when we get back, I guarantee you.
And since you're wounded, I'll use my last Balm of the Summer Cord and heal you for 5 hit points.
Oh, thank you. I am now fully healed.
Just in case.
Anyway, I do just walk off, follow the path that I saw to see if there's anything was jostled loose from his quick escape.
Okay. Roll 4 d10s for me.
4 d10s.
Yep.
I had to do that in a while.
There's really not much in D&D that requires a d10 or 12.
Great axe. D12.
Yeah. There's only a few weapons that require either of those hit die.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blade
I
is a
got
D10.
total of 14. It was
Good
not a
time.
very good roll.
Okay.
So
You-
2, 3, and 7.
In your excitement, the idea of maybe a crate fell off. You were traveling at a very quick clip down the road. Just a full-on run. And After 14 minutes, you arrive at a particularly rough little patch in the cart was going
Good
down.
thing he rolled poorly.
I thought, why not? Let's just see how long it takes.
If you want, I could say I use feline agility and just go twice that.
You don't have to use feline agility for this. But you can if you want to, I don't know, chop it down to 7 minutes and just be Lightning McQueen or something.
I think it's only one turn, so.
Yeah, you would have to like run, stop, so it'd even out.
Yeah, I'd just be tired from all the sprinting.
But after 14 minutes of running down this road at just about full tilt, you come to a spot, and by road I really mean basically the edge of the lake. It's the shoreline is the road.
Nines is gonna get eaten by Sturmgrummy.
Oh no. I was just starting to like nines.
I'm still getting
Wait, just starting.
You come across a particularly rough spot in the road where a couple of tree roots have grown over and it's less sandy, so it's harder.
This adventure has come upon a rough patch in the road.
And there is a crate here that's smashed a bit, but still intact.
I will go up to it and open it because I don't want to carry a whole crate.
Well,
I
rather
eventually put out the gloves that were handed to me.
rather famously, I happen to know that you have a crowbar. Since you didn't
Dumb
give
idiot
it to the
kid didn't
child.
Take it. Idiot.
Come here, child. I give you crowbar. So you pop open the crate, and inside, at long last, you find the drive orb from the Tibulks.
with a honey and
This
beet
is great. I
crust.
get full reward. I don't have to share it since I found it. I collect it and start walking back, not running. I'm tired.
And now you're carrying something heavy.
Yeah. Just dragging it across the ground.
This time, it takes you about a half hour to get back with this. And when you return, out of breath, but Tibulk drive orb in hand, you feel pretty victorious at this point.
Nines.
It's a drive shaft.
Wow.
Olsef, carry it. I'm tired.
Which one did you find, Nines?
A good one. You know, that one we're looking for.
You found the Tibok orb?
Yeah, that one.
Wow, that was very lucky.
Why do my party members just
Look,
yell at
had
each
nothing
other?
to do with it.
It's your party.
And I'll cry if
What
I
are
want
you
to.
talking about?
Maggie, why are you shouting so loud? I was calling out to Nines as Nines was approaching.
I see.
Just carrying a large drive shaft. with me.
Slowly dragging along after this long sprint and things. You were gone a very long time.
Well, it's 45 minutes to be almost exact.
Oh, yes. Almost exactly that.
Well, we used the last of Ulsa's rope to tie the crates to this horse.
Well, he'll need to stop and get more rope then.
Yeah, all my regular rope anyway.
You should stop buying the one-use rope.
You know, disposable rope. I should buy reusable rope.
It's like Stardust, that chain.
Yeah. The enchanted chain.
Yeah. You need to get some rope like that.
Yeah, that's what I asked for, and they didn't have any.
Yeah, that was a wise thing to see. If we ever become rich, we'll have to buy some of that.
Have some
Okay, so
enchanted.
everything's packed up, ready to go. Who is going to carry the Tibok orb?
I'll carry
Make
it.
Tortle carry it. It can be walking stick.
the three bandits that you subcontracted.
What are your names, three bandits?
Explain backstory to me. How did you get here?
What's your relationship with your father like?
Well, I don't know about you fellas, but mine's not very good. Left when I was little. And, you know, always felt like I needed a father figure in my life, but didn't have it. Yep.
Should try Olsef.
Or Otto. You could probably use an apprentice. Right, Otto?
He might not like people that beat him up.
I'm not a big fan.
Oh, alright.
He did hit me.
Was he one of the ones who kidnapped you? Oh. You want me to hit him? Okay.
Oh, Zorga really wanted to hit him.
It's the only action I have left today.
I'm not much for violence myself.
What about revenge?
Oh, too much revenge in my youth.
Oh, you must tell us about that sometime.
On our walk back.
Yes, you could tell us all about your revengeful youth as we walk back to town,
And
carrying all of this equipment and things.
And your experiences seeing Sturm Grimmy in the lake.
Well, I've never seen Rumpus. What do you call this?
The lake monster, Sturm Grimmy.
Never seen that. No, I haven't. But when I was younger, I was a pirate. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Oh, much younger. I moved here to Nordfeld in my mid-100s. But I was a pirate when I was younger.
What's a pirate?
It's like a bandit, except on the water.
So
If you're a pirate, why don't you have eye patch?
Never lost an eye.
So you were a wet bandit?
Legally, no. I was definitely not a wet bandit.
We're walking back to town at a reasonable pace while
A
we're hearing
respectful
this.
face.
No, a reasonable pace.
Respectful for Otto.
He's
Well,
riding.
Otto tells
Otto's riding the horse.
Oh, okay.
They
I
have.
thought all the junk
strong
was
horse.
riding the horse.
It's strapped up there.
Wow, that's
That's
a
a
strong
strong
horse.
I mean, the stuff isn't that heavy. It's just kind of.
And Otto's an old
Like-
shriveled turtle.
Yeah, Otto's not particularly large.
So, Otto, when you were this pirate, the water bandit, what sorts of adventures did you have?
Oh, I once raided the shorelines of Navinian Empire. That was quite an interesting time.
Did you get good things in your thievery?
I think I have to go check on the dog, because I think the dog is in the next room and she shouldn't be there. I'll be right back, folks.
I think we're gonna need those technical difficulty commissions.
Yep.
But where am I gonna find a furry artist on the internet?
I don't know.
Was she out?
Yes, adventures in a dog ownership. dog had escaped and come to the next room where we film the show. And we have a rabbit in that room. And the rabbit really doesn't like the dog. The dog really finds the rabbit interesting, though. And that was causing a little bit of chaos. So, sorry for that quick delay, folks. But we're back.
So, Otto, when you were a pirate, do you have any, like, great loves, long lost loves that you still find for to this day or anything like that?
Just my old ship.
Oh, what was your ship's
you
name?
had your own ship?
Oh, yes. I ended up being quite successful at this. Say, could you hand me a bit of some mead or something? I'm feeling a bit gummy.
All I have
Is a gummy turtle like a gummy bear?
No.
All I have is water.
Does no one have any alcohol? I could use a nice
Unfortunately, those
scotch.
bandits drank all my alcohol.
Oh, you only have so much, right?
One of the bandits goes, drink all his alcohol, but yeah, you can have some of ours.
Why was I giving them alcohol if they had their own?
You offered.
They
And
accepted.
Otto opens up a little flask, takes a swig, and goes, That's tasty, thank you. Now, where was I?
Your
You
ship.
were telling me about treasure map. Spire, he has treasure map, right?
Yeah, it's treasure.
That'll be
map.
great to pay off in 20, 30 episodes.
Ships and treasure maps. Well, they were my life for a while. My old ship was called the Swift Dog. She was a fast ship, swift as could be in the wind.
And ugly as a dog.
To say the least, she was hardly a good-looking vessel. We could never afford the nice paints, you see. So it was whatever we could seal the hull up with. Often it was a mishmash of colors. But it worked. She stayed seaworthy and swift. We ambushed so many, coastal traders back in the day. I feel a bit bad about that, but tried never to hurt anyone. Just take the money from those Cormarian bastards. They had it coming anyway.
Yeah, screw them.
Yeah, they suck.
What?
So I was wondering, did you have a guild similar to the Thieves Guild?
I had my crew.
And where did you bury your treasure?
I suppose I buried it in my work. That's how I started my business.
Oh, you laundered the money and became a legitimate business person.
No, I just walked in and spent my money. I didn't clean it.
Dirty lucre.
So why did you come all the way inland to Nordfeld?
Wanted to get off the sea.
You want to try life as tortoise.
After 60 years or so. Well,
You were saying that after 60 years or so.
that's the high point of the show, folks. It's not gonna get any better. So feel free to just tune out now, because that's the joke. Yep. Come back next week for the recap at the top of the episode, and you'll be able to catch everything you missed.
Otto, you seem to have wandered off into some sort of delirium. Could you come back and tell us?
That happens when you get older.
Your voice changed too. It was very odd.
Well, be as old as you.
It was almost something Ledzoria would do. But you were saying that after 60 years, what happened after 60 years or so?
Oh, one gets tired of wearing salt-soaked trousers and, unfortunately, worn through caps and always on the run. So I gave the ship to my first mate, and he took off. Wished him well.
And he became the Dread Pirate, Robert?
Oh,
Sorry.
I don't know who that is.
What was the first mate's name? What was he like, or she, or they?
Oh, my first mate. She was a strong lass, I'll tell you that. Didn't want to cross her. She had a way with the sword. It's been so long. I think her name was Isabella. Yes, it does sound right. Never did see her after that. I hope it turned out okay for her. But I came inland to, well, get away from the old life. Start something new. And I always did like wood carving. It was one of the safer activities aboard a ship when you're bored.
Even with the sharp knife and the rocking and the rolling of the ship, it is safe?
Oh, you get used to that. I can't say that I got very good in that environment, but once I got on land, it was better.
And then you came to town for 300 years making sigils?
Yes. I had quite a knack for it. You see, I learned from all the different pirate flags. Every one of us had our own. And making a nice collection of images helps hone your reputation, helps identify who you are as a pirate. So, I came here and did the same for aspiring nobles. Help them set out on their life's mission. And whatever they wanted, I tried to make happen for them. It pays better than piracy. I dare say I'm stealing from fools inland as opposed to fools on the sea.
Ah, that is business.
But I fear my days of carving wood and making sigils is coming to a close. I'm too old to
What's
be
that?
doing this. What?
After 500 years, you're that old? You just think that you just quit because you're old?
I would like to take a break at some point. Give these old hands a rest.
I think, don't you have to wait till you're 600 for Social Security to kick in?
Ah, these days it's 635.
That was a joke for the over 70.
Because the under 70 ain't ever gonna get it. Sorry, kids.
Yep.
Don't worry, we won't either, so.
Don't look at me. Not my fault. Really. So we get back to town. Let's see. Otto's shop is about the first thing we come to, isn't it?
Should be. On the west side of town.
Yeah, it's actually one of the earlier things that you arrive at.
Okay. So we go back to Otto's shop.
If,
Otto.
Are you three? Pointing at the bandits. Sticking around with those three? Pointing at you three now. The three bandits just kind of look at you like, what do you want us to do?
Well, we need to
You
get...
should probably clean his house since you screwed it up so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good point. I think we should do that. Yeah. And Otto says, "Well, you know how to let yourself in."
You should get the bell.
Well, I have the bell. Otto, I have the wonderful chime from your door. Would you like me to restore it to the door?
Oh, I'll do that myself. I'd like to keep old Ringy here with me.
That is its name, Old Ringy?
It's not very inventive, but
No.
I like it.
Perhaps you could join the company of blades as a namer of groups. They seem to enjoy those sorts of.
What sort of name does our group give off? Like if you had to name our group, what sort of vibe would you say? Yeah.
Just looking the three of you over.
Don't say so. No, don't.
You give off sort of a Three's Company vibe.
We can't actually use that.
Oh, why not? I'm sure there's not a copyright.
Is
or
it in the
anything
public
on it.
domain by now? Whatever that is. Anyway,
In our lifetime, will be in public domain.
I give Old Ringy seriously back to Otto.
Thank you. He just kind of puts it on his inside pocket and
It's a top pocket find.
gives it a tap.
Otto,
That's also for the over 70.
I do have a question, for you, but I need to ask it sort of in private, not around the bandits.
Well, it looks like the three of them have decided to be honest workers today, after all. So I believe my shop is mostly safe. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to sleep somewhere a little more safe tonight.
I think we could have him stay at the company house.
Yes, let us invite him to the company house. I am sure he who is steward would not mind at all.
Are you okay with that, Otto?
That sounds just fine to me.
There's a buffet,
Ooh.
and it's open 24 hours a day.
They have-
Especially at 4 p.m.
They have fritters and occasionally mediocre pretzels.
I wonder if they have spring rolls.
Maybe.
And those giant grapes with the seeds still in. I like them. Perhaps strawberries?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
So we move along now.
Taking all the fervent tech back with us.
Yes, do we want to stop at Ulrich's? And you who are Maggie could drop it off the rod?
Yeah, we can probably.
Although it's not open, right?
The Blackwell Bar.
I was about to
Actually, what time is it?
Ulrich's is actually quite a bit outside of town.
Yeah, I think you meant the Blackwell Bar.
The place where Ulrich is. Or Rick's, as they call it.
Moving on. The Blackwell Bar, you've never been there during the sunlight hours.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Maybe we should do that after we've rested and I have my spell
Yes.
slots back.
Let us do that
That's
then.
when they will absolutely try to kill us later.
Yes. Let us come back when they absolutely will try to kill us instead of now when there is no one there.
Yeah.
So let's go to the company
Are you thinking of the festival chorus where Ludorf is, though?
No.
Because we're on good terms with Elaine.
Well, you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, someone's trying to kill us.
Yeah, we should probably deal with Ludorf at some point.
Let's go back to the company house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Store all this fervent tech.
Except for the
I'm still paranoid. Can I see if anyone's tracking us now that we're back in town or tailing us?
Guidance.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
With guidance.
That is a dirty 20.
You don't see anyone following you, like, in any suspicious manner. There's, just like there is most days in Nordfell, there's people roaming around the streets during the daylight hours, but you don't pick up any sort of tail.
9s.
Yes.
You seem to have no tail.
The moment it left my lips, I knew it was gonna wind up stupid.
No, stupid was in the cellar.
Are we back at
I
the
just
company
stuck it
now?
into my pants.
Ah, there it is.
Is that uncomfortable?
Yes, extremely.
You are back at the company house now, and what do you want to do with the Furfin items, and the horse, and
All right.
What you
Well,
doing?
is Soloth in?
the steward in training is on duty.
All right. We walk in with the horse.
And
Oh,
Otto.
we leave the horse.
We do walk in with Otto.
Oh, well, I see you have picked up another party member, yes?
No, Otto is. This is Otto Hartfeld. He is a guest, and we were hoping to let him stay here tonight. He's had a rough day.
He is looking for a safe house. And this seems to be safe, and it is a house.
The steward in training looks to the steward trainer and very nervously asks him, can we do that? Can they bring someone in? And just looks over Otto for a minute.
He's almost 600.
Seems alright to me. I shall set up a room for him.
Perfect, thank you. We also need to store 5 pieces because we're gonna keep Ulrichs and Tybalt, right?
Yes.
We need to store 5 pieces of extremely dangerous for Vintech.
Very well.
And is the buffet open?
Oh, the buffet is always open. You know that.
See, just
Great,
like I
I
told
walk
you.
back there.
So the 3 of us plus Otto go to the buffet. We leave the horse outside, tie it up to the hitching post or whatever they have.
The steward in training goes and sees to the horse.
That is very helpful. Thank you.
It is our job, after all, says the trainer. And I shall see that your items are stored within the most secure part of our facility here. When you need to access them again, please ask myself or Commander Soloth, and we shall have them brought out.
Is Soloth in, or
Commander Soloth is here, but he is currently sleeping. Is there a matter that requires me to rouse him?
no?
No. We have returned one of the items for which we were hired.
Yes, our mission's complete, but
But it can wait until he is awake, yes.
yes.
The item is
Very
safe with
well.
us.
Then, if you'll excuse me, I will see to your goods and have them stored securely. Please help yourself to the usual.
Here you go, Otto. Here's the nicest chair.
The chairs in here are considerably nicer than the chairs in the old house that had now somewhat collapsed in. And he sits down and starts patting about his person, just... Oh dear.
You forgot your pipe, didn't you?
Yes, well, not so much forgot as they never let me take it.
Can't believe they would kidnap you and not let you keep pipe.
Do you have a pipe, any of you?
Well, I don't smoke.
No, I do not either.
You could take 10 years out of my life. 100 out of yours.
I could break into one of the Saltworthy's rooms and see if they have pie.
Why do you not ask the steward? I will go ask the steward in training.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You, who are a trainee steward,
He is just coming back in as you approach him. Yes.
yes, our guest who had been looking for a safe house was wondering if perhaps there is a pipe, a tobacco smoking pipe that he may borrow.
Oh, let me check.
We will be in the buffet. If you happen to find one, could you bring it in, please?
Sure, of course.
Thank you.
Of course. Of course I can. And he goes shuffling off into the back. And a few moments later, he emerges and asks, who was the pipe for?
Big turtle.
I found it in the lost and found.
Did you clean it?
Oh, there's no need to clean. It's not going to kill me.
That's called foreshadowing.
Before you die, I have some questions for you. That
Takes
are
a
very
long drag in the
important to me
pipe.
personally.
Oh,
I have a question about time as pirate. Did you get a big bounty, maybe 40, 50,000 gold by any chance?
not that I know of.
Well, that's all I had.
Now, young lass, you had a question for me?
Is it just us right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I will reach into my pack and pull out a small scrap of cloth. I'm wondering if you can identify this, and I will lay it out on the table.
Okay.
It is a torn cloth with black and silver, or blue and silver, with a black griffin holding a sword.
Well, I don't know it offhand, but I can research it for you, assuming no one tries to kill me this time.
Well, sounds of that happening twice.
Yes.
I don't know. It's the first time it's happened.
Well, I would very much appreciate that.
Where'd you get this? As he's sort of drawing his finger over the different shapes on it.
My village was raided, and this was all that I could find
You're the only survivor?
that I'm aware of. In the Fervent Wilds.
How tragic, my young dear. I am sorry.
They also stole something very important to my clan.
What did they steal?
It was a stone.
A piece of fervent?
No. It was our Orat Mall.
Don't know what that is. But I assume it must be precious. You don't need to reveal if you don't want to.
It's important to us, but it's also powerfully magical.
Powerful magics. They are rare these days. Used to be more common. But with every passing year, real magic becomes rarer and rarer. You see less of it. Most folks don't notice. But when you live a long life, you start to see things that once were ordinary slowly become extraordinary.
If it helps your search, my clan was a clan of changelings.
I gathered as much, based on the way that you carry yourself. I knew quite a few of you in my pirate days.
You did?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Which clans were they from?
There's a whole bunch of you that live the far northwestern coast of the wilds. Up near the permafrost. Live in the woods, hidden away from the shorelines. We crashed our ship there. Ran aground trying to escape some pursuers from the Cormarian Empire. We angered the Imperials.
Would I be
Hit the wrong button there.
Oh no. Would I be familiar with the clan he's talking about based on the location?
You think you have an idea, but you can't be too sure. All of you had vaguely talked about where your tribes were when you did gather.
Yeah, but we didn't talk in detail where we're located.
Yeah, a little bit for protection and a little bit just because it didn't quite matter too much.
Mm-hmm.
You all knew how to get to your gathering place and get back to your homes, and that's what counted. Oh, yes. They came out looking like furbolgs, actually. That's how they chose to appear to outsiders. And after a while, they grew to trust me, helped me fix up the ship, and I gave them plenty of sweet wine from the southern Nevidian coast. It only grows there, some of that fruit. And they'd never tasted something quite so interesting.
Why were the Camarian Empire after them?
Oh, the Empire wasn't after them, they were after me. I had taken a few things that they said were theirs, and I said were mine. And so when we ran aground, I shared my cargo with them. They helped me repair our ship and get it on the ocean again. And so I came back every year and met with our friends. We'd have a grand party. I'd bring up the Nevidian wines, and over the years, a few of them chose to come on my crew. You start to know a changeling when you see one.
That's true.
I never can quite fully get the appearances and performances right. It's a bit of an artwork. Some are better than others, but you may look the parts, but you don't always act the parts. That's the trickier bit, I imagine.
Very much so.
So, I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your tribe. I don't recognize these shapes, but... Takes another puff or two on his pipe. Sorry, it is a nasty habit I picked up. But allow an old man his indulgences. I shall look through my files. I do know one thing. That silver. Tracing the lines of silver through the embroidered pattern. That's a type of cloth they only make in the Corma Republic. See, this silver It's incredibly pure. Very few aberrations in it. Hardly any inclusions within that metal. You don't have to burn much off when you try to smelt it. And so, it can be handled at lower temperatures, which means that they can make different types of shapes with it. They can draw it out more slowly. They can treat it like other materials and keep the luster. And they make this thread from it. They actually make the thread of the silver, if you look. And he pulls out a small magnifying glass from his pocket. It's just this little kind of travel-sized thing. Look through. And you see that the thread is it really is just silver. No cloth, nothing there. It's not, painted on. They have a special technique with this. So that might give us a clue where to look.
Well, anything you can find out is appreciated.
When I'm back in my store, I'll search through my records. I don't recognize anything else about this. Looks to be a griffin here. Don't know any houses with a griffin. The color combination is strange. How odd. Not a very good designer of that crest either. It's an amateur's work. It must be from the Republic. They always say you get what you pay for, and Republicans never seem to pay for much of anything.
Wow.
What?
I come over to where Zoria and Otto are and say, Zoria,
Yeah.
it has been a very long day, and it is really quite late. And I know that you need to replenish yourself. Perhaps we should take a long rest.
That's probably a good idea.
Nines? Would you,
Yes?
Would you care to take a long rest before?
Yes, but I have to ask Otto something.
Yes.
So can you, make me, a logo?
Yes, I'm sure I could do that.
I need something for my band, which is me.
Like a symbol to be like the artist formerly known as them.
Or just Nines. I can just be Nines.
I'm sure I could come up with something.
I'd appreciate that, because we did save your life. No big deal.
Well, I do have a fondness for cats.
Yes, and I am very fond of bull.
It sounds like Nines definitely needs a long rest.
You're fondant.
Fondantable.
Well, we will eat
Okay.
and turn in.
Alrighty. So you turn in for the evening. Rather late bedtime for you all. When you go to bed, I need nines. What's your passive perception?
15.
15. Okay. All right. You sleep through the night.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for that.
That means Nines doesn't disturb us, so we get to sleep through the night as
So
well.
we have a long rest.
You do. You have a long rest. Sleep just fine.
I'd even just run through the hallways tonight.
I mean, that's up to you. You can do that if you want.
I'm just trying to think if I wanted to scratch at Solof's door until he lets me in.
I
Or
mean-
punches me.
I think you should always scratch at Soloth's door. It's very entertaining when you piss off Soloth.
No, I'm just tired, and I had a full stomach, and I got to harass a turtle, so I had a good day.
You ate a lot of salami.
I was
All
a little
right.
bit drunk during an adventure.
You got to claw people.
I tried to claw people. I did claw one person.
Yeah.
So you wake up in the morning, and Otto
Damn it, the
hasn't
turtle got kidnapped again.
woken up yet. You can hear him snoring
Oh, good.
through the door. He's very soundly asleep.
Perhaps we should visit Zoloth.
Yes.
Collect our pay for finding the Tibble Gorb.
Yes, you have that.
I do.
And Ulrich's.
And Ulrich's device.
Okay.
We will take them.
We will not give Zoloth Ulrich's device.
No, but
Okay.
I just, just making sure we have everything.
Well, all of the devices were stored in secure areas.
Mm-hmm.
When you set out towards Soloth's room, because I'm guessing that's where you headed first in the morning?
Yeah, once we've had some breakfast.
Oh, okay, so you had to breakfast first.
Well, yes.
Well, you find Commander Soloth sitting at a table, sipping a cup of coffee.
Oh, well, let's go sit down at his table unprompted.
He's reading a book when you sit down.
What book?
Tabaxi tail?
It's unmarked on the cover.
I'm gonna walk around and try and peek over his shoulder. Can I roll a
Very-
perception check?
Sure.
With guidance? 27.
On the pages, you see chapter 7 printed on the right side and then nothing on the left.
He's reading a blank book.
Hey,
okay.
Soli, what are you reading?
What are you? I'm reading some dwarven young adult book. Toddy said that I might like it. It's fine, I guess. I think it's called like a dwarf's armor. I'm not sure. I didn't have anything to entertain myself when I came to town. It's fine.
I do believe we have been doing our best to entertain you.
Oh, I can't disagree there.
Yes, we sent Child to entertain you.
Now that I did appreciate, and he snaps the book shut. That was the best game of Testaxes that I've played in probably 2 or 3 years. He's an absolute prodigy, that child. Where'd you find them?
He beat you, didn't he?
No,
It was she.
not in every game.
She beat you. They beat you, didn't they?
We found them at...
Not in every game.
A
We
children's toy store.
Yeah, I'm looking for the name.
We played more than 20 rounds, and I think we each won about half. So it was quite capable.
Did they win any of your rares?
No. We simply played for entertainment. Neither of us into that particular style of play.
They were at Fitzgibbon's Fun Emporium is where we met them.
That's what she said, yes.
Okay.
I did have a great time. It took up most of my afternoon. I enjoyed it. I hadn't had that kind of fun in a long time.
There is no need to thank us.
No,
Well,
there is.
You did think of me and send something entertaining my way, so I appreciate it.
Do you want to show him the thing?
Yes, we have found the orb belonging to Tibok, which was part of our contract.
Oh,
And here it
Wow.
is. I will present it to you.
well, excellent. Just bring that out to the Tibok estate, and contract is complete. He insisted on paying you himself.
Oh, that is unusual. Usually the payment comes through the company.
Yeah, the 2 times that we've done this.
That is what makes it usual. 2 for 2.
It is more common for the company to pay you, yes, but occasionally, yes, certain employers ask certain privileges, and this was a reasonable request, I thought.
There's also 5 more pieces of fervent tech in the secure room.
I was notified of that this morning. Yeah, how much fervent tech did you recover?
Well, there were those 5 pieces, the Tibok orb, one that's for a separate side contract, and there's still a whole lot of little broken pieces out at the mansion.
How many pieces are we talking about?
Oh, somewhere in the range of 125 to 190.
A lot.
That's a lot of pieces.
And that's
Some were
only,
quite small.
That's only what wasn't taken by Coromanth when he fled.
Perhaps the
Leans
company
back in
and
his chair. So, got away.
He had a very elaborate escape route,
Also, he could do like backflips. I don't remember him doing that before.
but I don't think the capture of Coromanth was part of the contract.
No, it wasn't. It's more just disappointing.
Yeah.
He said he was capable of doing backflips.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's very John Wick.
Who?
Nothing. It's an old changeling fable.
Oh, what's it about?
Do you really want to know?
Yes, I'm
I-
interested now.
I too am interested now. Please.
There was a changeling named Keanu.
Yes.
Whose wife died, but left him a dog.
he became a dog.
That's tragic.
Oh, he had a pet dog.
Oh,
And then someone stole his cart and killed his dog.
That's terrible.
Someone with a Tabaxavoy accent.
That's why I don't like these things. They always stereotype us.
Keanu had to go on a big killing spree and killed a whole bunch of people to get his revenge. And there's like 3 installments.
Wow. Sounds like a tale. Especially when it's told well. Preferably acted out.
I do not have proficiency in performance, so I cannot.
Oh no, it was more like a Jason Bourne.
A who?
Is that a Tabaxavoy story?
Oh yeah, it's a Tabaxavoy story with Matthew Demon.
Demonovich.
Timonovich.
I am confused. Why is your tale called John Wick when his name is Keanu?
Oh, Keanu yelled John Wick a lot whenever anyone asked him about it.
How odd. It's a strange changeling tale.
This was a weird sign.
I'm getting you guys back.
I can tell you actual changeling stories if you want.
Perhaps another time. I am worried about what Coromanth might do.
Yes, we are as well. But
Yes. We are as well, but we have an item to deliver to that person who has contracted for it.
But Otto Hartfeld, who's still sleeping here,
Yes, I heard.
You can still hear him.
he would be.
Can indeed.
I'm sure he would be happy to identify who all of the fervent tech we brought back belongs to. And perhaps they're willing to pay the guild a bounty.
I shall reach out to the local authorities for help in returning these items. Usually, people are grateful, although the company encourages us not to seek rewards.
Isn't that like
Why
our
not?
job?
When we happen to find stolen pieces that are not ours, that we have not been contracted to retrieve, but we take the approach of trying to return those items to individuals, regardless of whether they are willing to pay.
Alright. You might want to send like some less important people like the Saltworthy to collect the rest of the fervent tech from the mansion.
Here, can you hold my dump truck of shade right now? There's, you said somewhere between 100
And 200 or
and
so
200
pieces.
pieces.
One to a million pieces.
I'll see if Totriana can help us out. That's a lot of dangerous technology.
You'll definitely need a guard,
Several, I imagine.
probably. But it's just out there in the woods.
No. Thank
We
you.
know a couple of guys that can lift some boxes for you too.
They work for very inexpensive. Last we saw, they were cleaning up Otto's place.
Well,
I hope they're cleaning it.
if we need help, we'll reach out to them. Thank you. Is there anything else that I can help you with this morning?
No, unless someone has asked for us by name, we will proceed with returning the item.
You haven't heard anything about what Ludorf is dealing with lately, have you?
Nothing in specific. No. I've just heard that he hasn't left his place of business in almost a week.
Okay.
It's funny because there's guards outside of his place, and he can't leave because of us.
No. If you'll excuse me, I'm just getting on with my day.
So must
Very good job on this. It took a while, but I believe you have done the city more good than you were originally contracted to do, which is what we always hope the outcome is.
Oh, that does remind me.
Yes.
Have you made any progress in investigating the murder cult?
I have not heard when they will be able to dispatch the parties I have requested here.
What are their names?
I do not know what their names are.
You don't know the party names?
No, these are with an outside organization, another mercenary group that we have worked alongside with from time to time.
What are they called?
They're known as the Arcane Masters.
That's presumptuous.
Think of it more as description than claim. It is a small group of powerful wizards, sorcerers, and other conjurers that deal with the arcane magics. They have developed quite a reputation for handling the more dangerous bits of, well, ethereal.
Well, if they want to look at some runes, just send them my way.
I would be somewhat hesitant to show them the runes. They might be far too interested in them. But they are coming here to investigate. Anything like this could be a grave threat to all of us.
That's foreboding. Good morning, bye.
All I mean to say is, you claim to have found a murder cult. in the sewers underneath one of the largest cities in Glindring. Indeed, one of the largest cities in this hemisphere. That is cause for concern. So, thank you. I will keep you informed as best I can on the progress in the investigation, but I anticipate it not be several weeks until the investigators from the Arcane Masters are here.
Well then, I have finished eating breakfast at the buffet. Perhaps we should go and return the item.
I'm just gonna peek in and make sure Otto's doing okay.
You take a peek in the door, and if you thought the snoring was loud outside, it's even louder inside.
Were you checking Nines' passive perception because of how loud the snoring was?
We may never know.
Alright. Do you two want to go to Ulrich's first, or I guess Tibok's pretty far outside of town.
Yes, I would like to be relieved of this burden.
Yes, that's fair.
All right.
So to the Blackwell bar?
You make your way to the Blackwell Bar, which is, of course, open. I'm assuming that you take the form of Magdalene.
I have been in Magdalene's form for a while.
Just making sure. As usual, the guards let you straight in. And as you enter, one of the guards gently puts his hand on Nines' shoulders. Try not to shed on too much.
You know I have no control over that.
Miss Elaine was unhappy. Be
How do
careful.
you think I feel being covered in this stuff?
And then he lets you pass.
I think I was a dick.
Yeah,
Yes.
but we'll wrap you in plastic for now.
I love
that's
that
gonna
your
make
assumption,
Nine
by
so
the way,
happy.
is that at any time of, on any given day, at any time of that day,
Ulrich's in here.
Ulrich is in the bar. I like that. I like that
I was-
assumption.
I was planning
good
that if
assumption.
he wasn't here, I would leave it with Elaine.
He's also at the bar.
He's here.
Okay, see?
Like I said, I like the assumption. I'm not criticizing it. I enjoy it.
Every time we've come in, he's been here, so.
It's a good assumption to make. So, you find Ulrich, sit down at his booth.
Associate? I'm being immersed.
He does not look up from his newspaper. What do you want, Magdalene?
I have something for you.
What do you have for me? Do you actually have the item that I requested?
I take the crate and go plunk.
Another nice table.
And I will pull it out.
Are you wearing your gloves?
Well,
Yes.
you were able to recover it after all.
And I said,
How impressive.
you know my kind of work.
I was, I admit, beginning to doubt your abilities. It had been quite a while since I contracted you, before you were able to come through on this one.
I
Although,
had to take down the Thieves Guild for you, Ella.
I admit, that was impressive. I didn't actually think you could do it.
I wonder what the head of the Thieves Guild is doing right now.
I am pretty sure he's dead.
He's not dead. He is in the city jail, waiting for churches. I simply wanted the credit of capturing him.
They'll give you a nice newspaper write-up, I'm sure.
Very much. When you brought him to me alive, I decided to take the opportunity.
That was my idea.
Now, payment, of course, and he drops a sack of 100 platinum.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. No. If you'll excuse me, I would like to get back to my meal and my newspaper.
And your
What is his meal right now?
Bacon, eggs, a couple slices of toast.
Oh, I thought it was just going to be alcohol.
a big stein of Guinness?
No,
Oh.
he's not having any alcohol that you can tell.
And remember, if anyone's looking for work, reach out for Maggie.
Of course. As you leave and are storing the 100 pieces of platinum,
Which divides evenly with 3.
always,
You get 34.
always. Let's see here. You notice that your coin purse is missing.
Mine?
And yours. And yours.
So I just have 34? Not platinum now.
Can I do a quick scan around the room?
I will do the same.
Go ahead.
I will definitely.
Everyone can make a perception investigation
I
check.
got a nat 20 plus 5 perception.
8.
Sorry.
28.
You all look around the room, feeling a bit panicked, realizing that you had just lost all of your substantial sums of money. And the only person in this room are the 2 bartenders, which are clear on the other side of the room. Ulrich, who you sat opposite from, and then a couple other people on the far side to the table by themselves. There is one busser that's bringing dishes back into the washroom, and one waiter. Other than that, there's no one in the room.
Ulrich,
What is it, Magdalene?
you haven't seen a coin purse around here. Insight check.
Yeah, like he hasn't even answered yet. I see many coin purses around here. Why?
Insight check.
Okay, sure.
17.
Do you get the sense that he's being very truthful, that he sees many coin purses around here?
I seem to have lost mine.
That is unfortunate. It is, however, not my problem.
Does he seem truthful?
You aren't getting the sense that he's lying. You get the sense that he's a, arrogant ass, but not lying. Might I recommend that you tie it tighter the next time?
Well, that's great advice.
Thank you, Ulrich.
He kind of snaps his newspaper. They do call me a humanitarian.
Ooh.
They.
People.
I look under the table, trying to see if there had been.
On all floors. You're just on all floors in the middle of a restaurant.
I'm just leaning over under the table,
Okay.
kicking around with my feet, trying to see if perhaps there was something or somebody under there.
there's no one under the table. The booths don't have like an under area. They're open underneath the booth bench. The table is, you can see clearly. There's nothing under there.
Maggie, this has not been an honorable place. What do you think we should do?
Did any of us check our coin purses before at all today?
I mean, to be very heavy, I think I would have noticed. With my passive perception of 15.
Can I remember having it when I got dressed this morning?
Make a
Remembering.
Make a wisdom check.
I will
And
too.
you
I'm
can
trying.
add your proficiency to this.
With guidance.
Sure.
Since it's an ability
Yeah,
check.
this is an ability check, so sure.
Math. 13.
8.
I rolled badly.
I
Nine.
think this is just how much gold I had. Just forever.
Did you roll like a 1?
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. You can't recall having your coin purse on you this morning.
Maybe we all just simultaneously forgot to equip it.
All together at the
Maybe
same
we
time.
should check back at the company house.
Okay. Do any of us recall anyone jostling us, bumping into us?
The bodyguard at the entrance here touched Nines' shoulder.
Did
Did
he
you touch
touch
anyone else?
Just 9s.
As we exit, I will say, excuse me,
Yes?
we seem to have lost some property.
What property did you lose?
Our coin purses.
An unfortunate event. Where did you lose them, you think?
Possibly here at the bar. Would you know anything about that?
It is an uncommon, but not unheard of event for someone to lose their coin purse here at the bar.
Do I feel like he is being evasive at all?
You don't get the sense that he's being evasive. More, you get the sense he's trying to protect the reputation of the place.
But not like he stole it.
No. Well, the individual you're speaking to, both of the guards at the door, wear very form-fitting suits, like very tightly and precisely cut to their figures. If they had a coin purse on them, it would be hard for them to hide it.
Well, if it is at the company house, it is probably safe. If it is not at the company house, then we have a bigger problem.
Or someone stole it at the company
Thieves, yeah.
house while we were sleeping.
Saltworthy.
Ludorf.
At the company house? How would Ludorf have gotten into the
He
company
could have
house?
sent agents. He's had
I don't
people
think it'd be that
phones.
hard to get past intern.
And he knows that we are there for sure.
So, shall we go back to the company house, or shall we go
We should finish our mission.
to bulk? Yes, let us finish our mission and return quickly. This should be very fast. We will move quickly.
We spend the hour traveling out to the Tobacco State.
We move
Okay, so
it-
you're going to the typical state first.
Yeah, we're going to get. We
We at least have some platinum.
Yes, we
So
have
we're not-
33 or 34 platinum, and we will be getting a pittance from Tibok for the return of his orb, and then we'll return to the company house. So that's what we're about to do.
Okay.
Oh, you don't want to split the party?
You head out of town towards the Tibok estate, and you make your way over that little bridge that you were attacked on. And
I recall this bridge. It was the site of a great triumph.
We were attacked here.
Yes.
and you killed the person you look like.
No, we didn't.
Zoloff killed the
did.
person.
Technically true. Yes, well done.
Yep, we haven't killed anyone.
In a while.
I was like, you definitely have killed people.
Who have we killed? In not counting pre-show.
Okay,
We killed some were-rats,
you did kill some were-rats.
which were just
You haven't killed
rats.
anyone he had on
And sludge
show.
monsters.
See?
You killed a lot of people before we started
I
broadcasting.
personally didn't.
We go to the Tibok estate. Are we there
Talking
yet?
about the
You-
people we killed along the way.
Or didn't kill.
You are outside the typical state now, and we're gonna take a quick break before we continue onward.
To count our kills.
And you guys can count up all of your kills, and,
Or not.
like tattoo them on you or something. I'm not sure. all the people that you've Rafiki'd over the head.
Hey, he did not die.
I thought it was Bunny Fufu.
She said Rafiki'd.
I was using my staff.
I was foo-fooing.
Anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes. So get up, use the bathroom, get something to drink, because that's what we're going to do. See you soon. Welcome back, everybody. We are back from our break, and the party has just arrived at the Tipok estate after learning that they have misplaced their coin purses.
Stolen.
Hey, you guys, they're not on your persons. How am I, the innocent DM, supposed to know anything about this?
I bet there was that child. They didn't take crowbar, and now they take money.
Could be that child.
We don't have...
Children are pretty sus.
We don't have any enemies, so it couldn't be any.
Oh, you're serious?
Let us complete our business with the Tiboks and then attempt to retrieve our currency.
At least we'll have another couple gold from doing this. Unless this is also a trap.
Good thing we took a long rest then.
Yes, it's good. At least I feel rested and well fed. If not poor, by far.
Do you knock on the door now?
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me. When you knock on the door, the butler comes by. May
Are
I
you still
help you?
Maggie?
Yeah, I'm still Maggie. Actually, I probably would have turned into the elf that I was originally
That's up to you.
for this. So,
Whatever you want to be.
hello, Stefan.
You are the adventurers, yes?
From the Company of Blades.
Very good. Please come in. I shall
The
summon...
Adventurers, that is not a bad name.
It's kind of generic.
Yeah, but it is better than
How about the Good Adventurers?
the Good Adventurers.
Yeah, like we're good at adventuring.
We should have something more superlative.
That's true.
Anyway, that is a digression.
The
Proceed.
superlative adventure.
I shall
The on
summon
point adventurers.
the master of the house. He should be with you shortly.
Thank you.
And
The master
Stefan
adventurers.
gives a curt bow and heads off. A few minutes later, master of the house, Reggie, comes down. Ah! Welcome. You have returned. And, since you are, present, I'm assuming that you have good news, yeah?
I bring out the orb and hand it to him.
He kind of collapses down into a chair. I have missed you. It's
We
been
missed
a...
you too.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've greatly missed having this orb around.
Yeah, have you named the orb?
No. I'm just overwhelmed. It has been a great hardship to do without. We are not used to working as we did in the old days. I must admit, we are a bit softer, perhaps. But we are much more efficient with this. And I greatly appreciate you returning this safely. I hope that you were not troubled too much.
Well,
Or
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
Oh,
pretty
dear.
rough.
yeah,
There's like a
And-
whole syndicate stealing them and stuff like that.
yeah.
It's pretty complicated.
Thieves Guild murder called.
Oh my.
also the little green one got kidnapped or something.
I was going to ask, what happened to your fourth companion?
It turns out he was the Thieves Guild.
But not the real Thieves Guild. The real Thieves Guild that was secretly not the Thieves.
I admit I am confused.
Well, we have taken
no
down
matter.
3 Thieves Guilds since we arrived here.
Yeah.
And I think that's impressive.
My,
And that was only
how much
tangential.
crime was there in this city?
Oh, apparently a lot. Mm-hmm. Not to mention the mystery of Stormgrimmy,
No, we did not mention that
Dreamy?
until now.
the lake monster.
There's a lake monster now.
Yeah. It's been
Since
there-
when?
Oh, hundreds of years probably.
I've never heard of Storm Creamy.
Ask some people about it that I've been talking to.
Lots
have
of
to
people
investigate
talking
this.
about it.
We spend a great deal of time by the waters of the lake. I would not feel quite so safe.
Well, if you see anything that looks like driftwood, a large fish, or an overturned boat, it's probably actually storm gramming.
Ah, so
I think she should roll a deception check on that one.
Should I?
it depends. The deception usually comes into play when I know that you are being purposefully deceitful. Are you being deceitful, or does Zoria genuinely believe that Sturm Grimmy exists?
I am being deceitful.
Then please roll a deception check.
21.
Oh my. I shall have to be careful
Oh,
when
don't
I
worry.
visit the lake. It seems that nearly all of the common objects I have seen in the lake over the years are simply a manifestation of a horrible lake monster.
Yeah.
I have seen a great deal of driftwood, branches, the occasional overturned boat,
All illusions
Some-
created by a magical creature, Sturm Grimmy.
even the small bits of trash that I see floating around on the lake from time to time.
Sometimes, but not always.
What about the adorable families of otters that I see playing around in the distance? Are they in fact...
Minions of Sturm Grimmy, yes.
My... I shall have to be careful.
Yes, but don't worry.
Thank
it
you
only
for the
eats
warning.
small children and the elderly.
Well, as I am neither of those, I suppose I myself safe.
Yes.
But others around me may not be so safe.
Make sure to warn everyone.
I shall do so on my honor. Now, I believe that there is a matter of payment.
Yes, there is. Yes.
I have decided to give a small bonus for your troubles in this. Here is 15 gold.
That divides evenly with 3.
And I shall recommend your work to all of our neighbors. I have heard tales that some of them have also had fervent devices stolen, although I must admit, I am not the most well connected to the grapevine, I think is what people call
Yes.
it.
We did recover some extra fervent tech in our mission to find yours, so if they are missing it, have them reach out to the company.
Ah, danke. Shall do so. Now, is there anything else that I can assist you with? I have, of course, a full and hearty lunch waiting for us, if you wish to partake.
Yeah,
Money. Free food.
both.
Money. I think we'll have to take it to go.
Ah, very well. I shall have Stefan now make you a lunch bag.
Could we have some of your mead too?
Of course, for the saviors of the Tibbuk meadery, yeah, there is a hearty cup of mead always waiting for you here.
Actually, could you drop a cake off at the company house by any chance?
I believe a small keg is perhaps in order.
Like some
My-
sort of firkin.
I believe firkins are usually used for fish.
Oh, I missed Rowan.
That is a joke for one person who's probably not going to be watching.
He will eventually.
Maybe. So
Might check out our podcast.
that's just advertising to ex-cast members. That's all it is.
Perhaps just a pony keg.
I'm sure that I can arrange something to be dropped off at the company house. They are quite heavy to carry, after all.
Yes, that's why I have Olsef carry things for me.
Yeah.
Stefan, if you could please arrange for them to be given a lunch bag and to drop off a keg later at the Company of Blades house. And Stefan gives a curt little bow again and goes about putting together a to-go lunch for you all.
And you might want to up your security on your secret room.
Ah, yes, I have already done so.
Oh, good. Don't tell us what you did.
I was not planning to. There are some surprises awaiting.
You're
anyone.
telling us too much already.
Well, you are the experts after all.
Yes, we are.
If you excuse me now, I
the
must get back to
expert
my business for the
adventurers.
day.
Perhaps that would be name.
Yeah, if
The
you ever
expert
want
masters.
to come by and share a meal with me, I'd be more than happy to host.
Oh, well, thank you.
Good day. And he dons a hat and walks out the door past the three of you and hops on a horse and rides out into one of the farther pastures of his farmland.
And we get our to-go bags.
Yep. Stefan prepares several bags. Fairly generic, nice food. Some easy put-together sandwiches, and sends you on your way.
Yes, let's go get revenge on people who stole from us.
Yep, we'll get revenge, then identify them.
In that order.
You get revenge, then identify them.
We head
Got
back
it.
to the company house, moving along, quickly.
All right.
Execute.
You head back to the company house. And what are you hoping to do at the company house?
Investigate our rooms and belongings.
Okay.
Interrogate those who are about us.
It turns out we did just leave our bags there.
You search your rooms.
Do I have my bourbon cube?
Yes,
Okay.
you have that. You search your rooms and find no coin purses. The steward informs you that Otto, in the meantime, did wake, have some food, and then made his way back home.
You see anyone suspicious at any point?
Well, there was that bandit horse that we let stay here.
Wait, bandit horse as in a horse that's a bandit, or that was a horse that was owned by a bandit?
Could be both.
Or all three.
Is that horse still out there?
The horse is still out there, yeah. I mean, you
I
guys...
can't speak with animal.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Excuse me, horse!
ask its name.
Do you know who stole from us?
That's not polite. Ask its name.
Do I know who stole from you?
Ask why it's Winston
Back
Churchill.
up. What's your name?
My name is Winfield.
His name is Winfield.
Hello, you are Winfield. Perhaps you would assist Nines in his investigation of the missing of our purses.
You have lost some purses.
No, they were stolen from us. And we must get revenge and then identify them.
Thieves? Where?
Ask him if he saw anyone
For a
suspicious.
bandit horse, he really hates thieves.
Bandits? Where are the bandits?
Ask him if he saw anyone suspicious come in the company house last night.
Did you see anyone suspicious come into company house last night?
I saw nothing from where I stand.
Insight check.
Unfortunately, I stand behind the company house in the alleyway. It is a nice
you-
stall, but I see no comings or goings.
Did you hear anything suspicious?
Perhaps. What would be suspicious? I am not a city horse.
Someone opening window in middle of night, walking on roof. A lot of jingling in the middle of the night. Actually, that would probably be the best bet if you heard some jingling at night.
There are many things that I have heard around here, and all of them sound suspicious to my ears. But the opening of windows at night, now that does ring a bell.
Did it sound like someone got in? Like, had trouble getting into a window?
I can't say it sounded like trouble, but it did sound like they were trying to open the window, perhaps from the outside.
And a little bit after that, did you hear jingling come from window? Like,
I could have. There are many jingling things in the city streets, though. Rattling cartwheels, walking persons with their metal boots clanking on things. It is a much noisier place than I am used to.
Ask him what he wants to do with his life now that he's free.
he's not free. He's still horse.
What?
Like, he's basically ours now, right?
I mean, I guess the bandits didn't seem to care that we took him.
Where are these bandits you speak of?
I cannot speak to horses. And he cannot understand me.
Fair point. Yeah. But you guys do keep talking about bandits. Every time you bring up bandits, he gets irritated.
Why are you so angry about bandits, anyway? I mean, we have a reason.
Hate lawbreakers.
Great, we find the one lawful good horse in the whole stable.
Yeah. It's like the horse from Tangled.
I thought that was chaotic good.
Maybe. Well,
Nines, have you found out anything of interest or of
Yes,
help?
apparently someone opened up a window last night, light time, and maybe walked out with jingles.
do you think that he could?
But
Do you think he could tell us which side of the building the window is opened on?
I mean, he probably could tell us that.
Why don't you ask?
You could ask too.
I could ask.
What side did that window open on?
I heard the noise above my head. And, this way. And gives a head shake towards the company house building.
Is there there's not a second floor though.
No, there isn't a second floor in this building.
So there's a building across from it, though, right? Or next to it?
Yes, there are buildings around it.
I take a look above his head.
There's a building with windows.
2 stories?
Yes.
But it was open on the outside.
At this time, there are no windows open.
Well, we should take word of horse and just harass whoever's in second floor of this building.
Well, Seth, why don't you ask the steward about the security in the building?
Yes, I will go investigate inside.
And I will investigate our rooms while you harass everyone in the building with the horse.
Okay, horse, come on, we are going to building.
Very well. I shall follow. You shall lead.
I go into the company house and go, you who are steward.
It's gonna be the worst buddy cop movie ever.
Yes. How may I help you?
Well, we are in need of great assistance. The 3 of us have found that our purses have been stolen with a great deal of currency. They were
That is
stolen.
unfortunate.
Yes, it is even more unfortunate they were stolen from this premises. Would you please describe to me what precautions you take against unlawful entry by people who are not doing business with the company?
Very typical security precautions. There's always a steward on duty. The windows are generally locked, unless an individual, gesturing towards the three of you, chooses to open their window or leave it otherwise unlocked. We don't typically keep many valuables here, but from time to time, they travel through, and those are usually stored, as the fervent items in question were, within our secure room.
I must ask if you were aware of, or if anyone was aware of, someone entering while we were sleeping.
Also, we should check the secure room.
I cannot say that I was aware of any such movements, but presuming they are a talented thief, I believe the intent would be that I do not hear anything at all.
I must ask two things.
Yes.
One, I must look with you at the secure room to make sure that the items are still there.
Very well. You already sort of, just to maybe save some time, you've already retrieved 2 of the fervent items from that room.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fairly certain that everything is still there.
Oh, okay. I thought we had kept them with us, but had we?
We did, but okay, they're there.
You guys had asked them to be stored in a secure place when you came in the previous day, and they were stored in the secure room.
And everything is there. The other thing I must ask is that we look at all of the rooms to see if any of the windows are unlocked.
Very well. I can arrange for that.
I would like that to be done now, please.
I can arrange for that. There are individuals occupying their rooms momentarily.
So busy.
You are not the only ones in the house, and we treat each room as temporary private property to respect the privacy and interests of the party staying here. I'm sure that you would appreciate the same courtesy if you were on the receiving end of a seemingly random room search, but I can ask them to allow us entry to their rooms.
Well, I would like to look at the rooms of the 3 of us
And Otto.
plus Otto's, as I understand that he has left.
He has indeed. Feel free to examine your rooms as you will.
Okay.
I shall check with the other party and see if they are willing to allow you entry and examination of that room.
So I look at the 4 rooms.
And I'm going to go to my room and do something specific.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue standing in the lobby with a horse.
When
Get
you
some carrots from the buffet.
when you examine the 4 rooms, you find the 3 of your windows to be locked, as well as Otto's.
I am going to wild shape into a dog.
Okay.
And sniff about my room, specifically focusing where I keep my coin purse,
Okay.
and see if I can smell anyone that's not me.
Oh, yes.
I can.
Yeah.
I'd like to follow that smell.
It leads into your 2 companions' rooms first, and then it leads down the hall and out the front door.
At the front door.
Mm-hmm.
Do I smell anywhere else in the house?
You can't. It doesn't seem to travel past your 3 rooms.
So not Otto's.
It doesn't go to Otto's room, no.
Okay. Or the Saltworthy or Solas. Alright, so just our rooms. I don't smell it. Do I smell anything by the windows of any of these?
No.
Having a rudimentary understanding, can I see if there's any scratch marks or anything on the lock that it might have been picked?
You don't see any scratch marks, and the lock is a fairly simple one. It's simply a flange that you slide into place. Picking it would require a great deal of force that tools wouldn't really be able to provide on that. It would be nigh impossible to try to pick it.
Okay.
Break it, sure, you could break it, but pick it? Not really.
So with this scent in mind, I will wait. I will just wait by the front door until they're done with their search.
All right.
Ready to try and track that smell and just focus on that smell.
You find nothing further in the rooms, Ulseth, that's suspicious. And Nines, you're still in the lobby with a horse.
Sorry, do you know where we're supposed to go at this point?
Well, I have a smell that I'm picking up that was in our rooms, so I was thinking I might be able to try and track it.
You should just go after that.
I shouldn't go alone, right?
Yeah, we'll go with you.
Okay, once all set's here.
So,
All right.
Zoria, what did you find?
Zoria's a dog.
Tell Ulsa that I found a smell and that I can try and track it.
She found a smell and she'll track it.
And the smell
Probably the
went
guy
out.
we want to murder and then identify.
And the smell went out the front door?
Yes, where else is it gonna go? The chimney?
You who are steward,
Yes?
we have very good reason to believe that the thief or thieves, perhaps a member of the guild that we have destroyed, perhaps not, has simply walked out through the front door, probably came in that way, and yet you claim that you saw no one enter.
I did not see anyone.
Insight.
That is correct.
Check.
Go ahead.
As a dog.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the dog stats are on that.
I use mine as wild shape.
Nat 20 plus 1.
18 for me.
None of you get any idea or any notion that he's lying.
Okay.
He seems to be telling the truth.
Ask the steward where the steward in training is.
We're a steward and trained, Stuart.
He is temporarily off duty on his lunch break.
Did he, walk by with a nice fur coat like he just got a whole bunch of money for some reason?
Or like a fancy cart.
No, he's in the back.
I sniff the steward.
As a dog?
Yeah. I just want to compare smells.
It doesn't smell like this smell that you're trying to track.
I want to go ask the steward in training. Still in the building, right?
Yeah, he's just in their back break room.
Okay, I go to the back break room.
I'll go as well to sniff him.
He's sitting in the back, just sort of munching on some food, drawing absentmindedly on a just a piece of paper.
I sniff his butt.
It smells like a butt.
Does it smell like a specific butt that I'm tracking?
It doesn't smell like a specific butt you're
okay.
tracking.
You who are steward in training,
Ooh, gave me a start there.
yes, I hope so.
What do you need? What do you want?
We have reason to believe that a thief entered this building during the day-night and stole our coin purses and went back out through the front door. I must ask if you had seen anyone enter or leave, or even seen the door open or close during your time.
No. Go ahead.
25.
You don't get any idea that he's lying either.
We're a very suspicious
not.
party.
Well, you didn't just have thousands of gold stolen from you, so it's reasonable.
I'm a white Pyrenees, by the way.
The White Pyrenees. All right.
It's the dog, yeah.
Gotcha. Just glad you are to Pekingese.
Well,
I could have won Westminster then.
this is quite a...
We are those type of people. We know who wins Westminster. Screw you, Wasabi.
Oh, that's getting clipped.
The steward and steward in training are of little help. If you have a clue, Zoria, perhaps we should best find it. Follow it as quickly as we can.
Yes, me and Winston will come and help. I get on the horse and I tell Olsef to open the door for us.
I open the door for Nines and
You're gonna have to duck.
Winfield.
Winfield is following you around, although the spell, I think it only lasts 10 minutes.
I think so.
Yes.
It's now faded.
I'm tracking the smell.
Okay. It
Follow that dog, Winfield.
Winfield looks at you and realizes that he can't understand you anymore, but gives you a little and
I say, Winfield, follow the dog, please.
and so you have a dog with a horse
Right, with a cat on
with
it.
a cat on it and then a fur pog. Got it.
Following this scent trail.
The trail goes down to the end of the block, around the corner, and then there's a pile of horse crap. It ends.
Do I smell a horse that they might have mounted?
I mean, you don't know what they did, but there's a pile of horse crap and the trail ends there.
But do I smell horse in this alley other than Winfield?
Do you smell a horse right now? Or?
Yeah, like, so
It's not in an alley, it's on a road. It's like on a road here. And there's...
the trail just stops at this point.
The trail just stops at this pile of crap. And it's horse crap. You recognize it.
Olsef, see if there's something underneath that crap.
No, thank you.
Bark.
Given how much we know, perhaps this is a time for us to go back to Safety Inc. and tell them all about the things
Valuables have
that
been
we,
stolen.
all of the information we do not have, to see if they perhaps can tell us to leave again. That seemed to work last time.
Bark.
We had all our valuables stolen, and our dog followed a scent trail to a pile of horse crap. Do you know the horse that might have crapped there?
Also, she was a dog, if that helps.
What direction? What direction of the trail? Where in the city was it going towards? Was it going towards Festival Chorus or
It looks like it was just heading out of town.
out of town?
Yeah.
Which way out of town?
South, out of town.
South.
At that moment, Saria,
Bark.
you notice that a sign on the street from just one of the local shops has been painted over. And there's a message on it.
Bark.
It says, "Thanks for the money. Your pal. C."
Bark, 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 bark.
Winfield, to that sign.
The horse does not understand what you're asking, but is staring intently at the sign because the dog is barking at the sign.
Nines, Although I cannot understand what the horse says, the horse can understand what I say. So if there is a message that you wish to convey to the horse, let me know and I will do so.
I like yelling at horse.
Bark.
You who are Winfield,
Complicated communication.
the dog wishes to say bark to you.
Bark. Bark.
What we have
Just
here
losing thousands
is
of
a failure
dollars
to
trying.
communicate.
Again, that's for the over 70 demographic. We're giving that demographic a lot of material today.
If only they watch Twitch.
Yeah, it's sort of a problem. The under 7 isn't supposed to be watching Twitch, and the over 70 can't figure out how to turn it on.
I turned it on once.
With help.
Hey,
I mean, we can just buy some YouTube ads and just point it at anyone over 70.
so the
In
sign
fairness,
says-
I think you learned how to turn it on before you were 70.
that's true.
Having just recently celebrated your 70th birthday.
I learned
We should
before
go.
I was 70, and I still remember, so
See.
it wasn't that I...
See, that's the
See.
problem.
We should go on Facebook Live to get the 70 plus.
That is a strong demographic on Facebook.
So who's...
I will turn back into Maggie
Okay.
and not a dog anymore.
Good, I don't need to speak with animal to talk to you then.
All right.
Sorry, I mean bark. I mean, right.
So it seems that
I'm still
whoever
getting used to wild shape.
whoever sold our money, stole
Our money
whoever stole our money
is Coromanth.
Whoever stole your money is
has
cool.
access to fresh paint.
Children!
The smell. I'm not a dog anymore. I should have compared the smell to those jackets we took to see if it was Coromanth himself that broke it.
I mean, you can still use the spell slot if you want.
Well, it is just a short rest to get it back, but when we're back at the company house where the jackets are, I'll think about it.
You can do that.
I think it was Coromanth himself, though, that I don't think we're gonna find him anytime soon.
Maybe not.
Can I take a closer look at that sign?
Sure. How do you want to get up to it?
You're on
On
a
a
horse.
horse.
Okay. You're about like a foot and a half below it still.
I stand up on the horse.
All
This
right.
can't possibly end bad.
Make an acrobatics check.
That's a solid 14.
Okay. You are standing solid on the horse then.
It might be easy. Can I just take the sign off?
It's like
Sure.
outside a shop, right?
It is. It hangs over a shop. You can further vandalize the sign. Yes.
I mean, we have a long history of vandalizing signs, so I think this is just
That's true.
par for the course. Well, actually, what? First off, we'll just say we're cleaning it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I take the sign down
Okay.
and sit back on the horse
Okay.
and take a good look at the sign. See if there's any distinguishing marks on it.
Taste the paint and see if you can identify the store it came from.
It's a sign for a bakery. The one that it hangs over doesn't seem to have any special significance.
What's the bakery's name?
Yeah.
I mean, we're
It's-
looking right at it. It's on the sign.
It is Le Petit Croissant. They're Navinian.
Yep. I go into the establishment.
Holding
Hello?
the sign on the horse.
I assume that you jumped down from the horse.
I do not think the horse would fit in a bakery.
It would not easily fit in a bakery, no.
Excuse me, your sign is vandalized. We want to know who vandalized it.
Oh my, our sign is vandalized?
Yes, I put the sign on the table.
Oh, This is the third time this year.
Maybe you should put sign higher.
Or put gleaming on the sign.
You know, that's a pretty good idea. Unfortunately, we don't make quite enough gold to pay for that.
Well, if you can tell me how to find this person, I will pay for your signing magic.
Gleam.
I am sorry, but we do not know who vandalized the sign. It is a mystery to us. We did not even know our sign was vandalized.
Well, does this look like the same type of vandalization the other times it happened?
Other than it is paint and some sort
Same
of
handwriting?
mocking message, I can't say. We don't pay much attention to who paints on our signs. We mostly just try to get the paint off. Also, it looks fairly fresh. Could I please try to clean my sign off?
Wait, so is the ink still wet? I just drag my finger across it.
It's not wet, but it's tacky. It's not fully dry.
Like a couple hours, maybe.
A few hours. You could guess from the environment of Nordfeld, which is generally a fairly wet environment, humid, even when it's not raining, that paint might take a while to dry. But it seems like this is maybe just a few hours old.
If they'd used the same acrylics that we use, it would have been dry by now.
Tune in for more painting tips on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Now,
And it was going south, we determined.
Sorry,
yeah,
It
we are
seems to
to-
be headed toward the southern gate of the town.
if we are to leave the sign here for them to clean, perhaps you could note in your notebook the handwriting that was used in case we come across it in some other place.
yes, I will do that.
You can just take a minute to do your best in capturing the style of writing.
And what did it say exactly?
Thanks for the money, I believe is what it was phrased as. Is that your pal, C?
I mean, do we know anyone else that has C in their name that's not Coromanth? I mean, I don't think he'd rob from us. That just doesn't seem dickish enough.
It's pretty dickish.
Yeah, but it's not overtly dickish.
He's probably getting us back for ruining his whole
Life.
life.
Well, who else knows we're at the company house?
Otto.
Otto,
Ludorf.
That child that played to Staxies?
The child who played the Staxies, whose name we don't know and could be Celia.
all the Tibble,
Olaf! Solaf must know her name!
Solos,
Solas polite and would have asked, yeah.
Saltworthy.
What is a croissant?
A croissant? You mean?
I point at the sign.
Oh! Oui, of course. Madame? And this baker, she pulls out a tray of what appears to be their signature dish, little mini croissants.
What an odd pretzel.
It is not a pretzel.
What?
These are an Avinian specialty.
Oh.
What is this, French?
Navinian.
Navinian. I will try one.
It's a delicious, buttery pastry. Light, fluffy, and a very satisfying, delicate crunch to the outer skin.
I will buy some.
How many would you like?
How expensive are they?
You can get a dozen for 8 copper.
I have
change for a
platinum and gold.
We can make change for you.
Okay. I will buy 2 dozen.
Okay. So that's 16 copper.
I have a gold piece. It's my smallest currency.
They make you change with it.
I want to watch Zoria make change.
No. That's 1 silver, 8 copper.
Yes, one silver, 6 copper.
6 copper, okay. So that's 4 copper.
90.
I know, you're just like covering. 9 silver. 90 silver. And 4 copper.
98 silver.
Yes, that's what I said. I'm not good at math.
There you go.
There you go.
I got between 1 and 1,000,000 silver.
Good. Now do we go to Safety Inc?
I'm glad that the message on the sign, which is mostly meant to just serve as a graffiti middle finger to y'all, led you to buy croissants and sent us down a path of math. Mm-hmm. Hashtag math.
Since we're buying things, I go to the hardware store.
And buy rope.
Since we lost our money, I'm gonna go on a shopping spree to make myself feel better.
And buy three more.
The most
50
American thing.
I need to replenish rope. 3 more 50-foot pre-cut lengths of plain hempen rope.
All right.
And
You go into the shop. The same gentleman who was there last time you came in is there. Need more rope.
I changed my mind. I will buy 4.
All right.
But before I do that, is there a quantity discount?
Nope.
Then I will buy 4.
All right. What else?
That will be all. Thank you.
Good. He hands you the rope and holds out his hand.
I give him a gold piece and wait for change.
All right. He hands you back 96 silver and 2 copper pieces.
So easy, isn't it?
I'll just trust that he got it right because we need to.
It's especially easy when the price of said rope was not determined beforehand, so I just determine how much I want to charge him.
That's fine. I now have 4 pieces of 50-foot lengths of rope. I'm sure that will last like 2 days.
Next episode. And just like every good hardware store, you have no idea what the guy's name is, and you said barely anything.
That was
It's the way you do it, right?
Yep.
All right.
So,
Anything else you'd like to do?
we have lost almost all of our money, except for that which we received as a reward for turning in the orb and the rod. C apparently is pranking us and is claiming to have stole it. We have no idea if that really is Coromanth or not, and if so, where he might have gone. And we have no other contracts with the Company of Blades and have failed yet to name our group.
How many more days is left on my armor?
It's only been 2 nights, so probably about 5 days left.
Should we... You know who has a lot of money, probably?
The bank?
Ludor.
Oh. Yes.
And he keeps sending people after us.
Yes.
I mean, they haven't done that today.
I look around.
Yeah. Perception checks.
Are you
See if we're being tailed.
I got a nat 20.
still in the bakery?
We're just outside.
There. Okay. You don't see anyone tailing you.
Why are we wasting all my nat 20s on these?
It's just like someone tailing me. Nat 20. I know for sure whether anyone's tailing me. No one's tailing you. Damn it.
Is there anyone in chat who would make a suggestion as to what we should do next?
Let's go harass the Thieves Guild guy again. We haven't done that. We
guy
haven't made the
that's-
DM do their voice in a while.
The guy, the guy in jail.
Yeah! It won't be the first time we just show up in a jail and tell people to tell us stuff.
Well,
I give you guys just the faintest hint of self-determination, and you're like,
falls apart of me.
let's go harass jail guy.
We could head south and try and track Coromanth. It hasn't been that long.
Yes, I think it is a good idea to just begin to wander aimlessly into the wilderness, trying to follow
won't
someone who
wander
may or may not
aimlessly.
have gone in that
I
direction.
know what he smells like.
Ah, that is true. Well, let us go back to the Company of Blades.
We could also check out the lake.
Do you think perhaps he was eaten?
By Stormgrimmy?
Yes.
One can hope. They say that everyone that Stormgrimmy eats, all of their valuables that they have on them, their jewelry and stuff, are deposited in his lair at the bottom of the lake.
Ah, perhaps then what we should do is search the bottom of the lake for Sturmgrimmi's lair.
Or we can just go to the south gate, or we can go back to Soloth and see if he has a job.
Well, we need to go to the Company of Blades to retrieve those things that we had left behind.
Yes.
And then we will follow your sniffing trail.
And maybe ask someone what's south of here.
We could do that too. You're good with people, right?
I'm great with people.
Yes.
Right, bakery lady?
Shout back into the door.
She just looks out the window at you and goes, shakes her head slowly side to side.
Well, let us report to Soloth that his company house had been burgled, that his security needs to be stepped up, that we will retrieve our goods, and unless he has a job for us, we will pursue our valuables.
I'm surprised.
Also, we deserve compensation.
I'm surprised Coromanth didn't steal any of the fervent tech that we took from him.
Well, maybe it wasn't him.
Maybe.
Insight check.
Insight. Me?
You're just checking you're checking your insight into this. Just I want to see if my insight is valid at all.
Well, I got a 5.
You can technically use
Sure.
insight to like try and intuit what someone you know might do.
Of course you can.
So why don't I want to intuit Coromanth's state of mind and what he would do?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh really? Wow. Okay, guidance.
I mean, sure. You said you want to do a specific thing with a specific skill. I'll allow that.
27.
You really got a 27 on that.
I got with guidance 16 plus 4 plus 7.
Wow. Nice. Okay. Based on your encounters with Coromanth thus far, which have been, short and limited,
But I've been him quite a few times.
you've tried to embody his energy several times now, yes.
Which is a radiator.
You get the sense that you know that there's much more to him than you initially thought.
He's a transformer.
The
Well, I'm a-
backflips, the incredible agility, the clearly trained fencing abilities with his sword the carefully planned traps and escape routes. You'd underestimated him a great deal from your first encounter to now, and he's more of a match than you thought. You are able to gather that he is the kind of person always has a plan, always has something ready. He's always trying to think one step ahead of his adversaries. He believes that when you came to his house, you did surprise him. That he wasn't expecting that. That you managed to outwit him. And that's what made for the hasty escape. And now, you think there's a pretty good chance that he's trying to deliver the goods that he had stolen.
He's probably heading to the Coromanth Republic.
But you also get the feeling, taking your money, he's basically just trying to prove a point.
That we're vulnerable compared to him.
That you might have, basically you get the sense that he's trying to say, you got the drop on me once, and all is fair in love and war, but that comes with a price. In other words, it's sort of this pettiness is the sense you get.
Petty arrogance.
Yeah. So you're not sure where he's going next, but you suspect that wherever it is, it's where his employers are. And that's where he's trying to get to.
So Zoria, you seem very pensive. What is it you think we should do next?
Well, we can either try to pursue Coromanth to the south, where I'm guessing he's trying to deliver all of that fervent tech to someone in either Costeria or the Fervent Republic. Not the Fervent Republic, the Coromanth Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can report back to Soloth, deal with our Ludorf problem. That might not be a problem because he's under house arrest.
Well, I do believe we should go to the Company of Blades and report to Zoloth what has happened. I'm sure he would be most disturbed and perhaps even assist us in our attempts to recover our goods.
Most likely, he's probably too far away to catch up to.
Mm-hmm.
At the speed he seems to travel at.
Yes. And you have some items that you need to pick up in a few days, so we should not travel too far.
True.
But let us go to Zoloth. Perhaps he provides some guidance.
Okay.
So, we go back to the Company of Blades house.
Return Winfield to his stable.
Okay.
And go to Zoloth and report what has happened.
All right.
Looking upset and distraught and angry and frustrated and ignorant as to what to do next.
Well, as you head towards the back where Soloth is, you open the door. He stands there looking bewildered for a moment, sizes up the situation, and sees the panic in your eyes, and the anger and frustration. And that's where we're going to end today.
Damn Coromanth.
Well, I can tell you, next time we stay at a company house, Screamy Stick is going right into the potted plant.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
Would think that we could be safe at the company house, but no, not there.
we'll have to check in with Otto once he's had time to research some stuff.
Perhaps the company has an insurance policy to protect the goods that might have been stolen on their premises.
Probably not.
Maybe. All right. Well, we'll find out what the insurance policy coverage on the company Blade's house is next week.
What the premiums are.
We never did our pretzel check, did we?
Can I
This
make
was not a
croissant
pretzel
check?
day.
You can make a croissant check if you wish.
5.
As good as the croissants are, with the sort of day that you've had, from the highs that you were at yesterday to the lows today, no amount of crispy, buttery, fluffy pastry can overcome that sentiment, and it tastes almost like ash in your mouth.
Uh,
All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all next week, and if you feel like it, maybe tune in on Tuesdays and hang out with us while we paint some figures and they contemplate how can we melt down the Coromanth figure. All right, we love you all. Stay safe. Get vaccinated if you haven't already. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.